nature is good, then only we all will be survive. There I am linking this today topic with a biodiversity. What is meant by the biodiversity? It's refer to all the variety of life that can be found on earth, such as the plant, animal, fungi, microorganism, as well as to the communities that they form and the habitats in which they live. Here you can see these are the different type of plants, algae, animals, insects. These all are in the biodiversity. Apart from that, protozoans, fungi, monera, viruses, these all call it as a biodiversity. Here, by knowingly or unknowingly, you are with the biodiversity. You are part of biodiversity. If you love some plants, you are in the biodiversity. You are having interaction with the biodiversity. If you love the pet animals, you are in the biodiversity. If you love the cropping, you are in the biodiversity. So whatever the thing you are doing in your balcony or maybe in the terrace, maybe in your village or in the farming, everywhere you are here with the biodiversity. Everyone will be connected to the topic today. Earth is a form of biodiversity, a home for 8.7 million species. Tropical rainforest covers 10% of the earth, but it is the home for the 90% of all species on the earth. See, look into this. We all of us know 1/3 of land is already filled with water, wherever the salt water, which we may not be used, which is the ocean. Remaining, we have only the quarter part of the land. In that quarter part of the land, we have just the 10% of the rainforest, especially the Amazon rainforest. But unfortunately, last year, it was also had a bad effect of forest fire. So here, 90% of all the species on the earth are there in the 10% of the tropical rainforest. Biodiversity form an interconnected web of life where this web interact with the environment. Here, if you are go back to your, I can see there is a lot of faces, more than 30 years, 40 years, 25 years are there by appearance. Okay, so maybe you all young. In a small scale, biodiversity can be seen on a pond ecosystem. If you all came from the village background, you might be no. Otherwise, you go back to your grandma's or grandparents' home for the vacation. During that time, you might be see some pond ecosystem. It was very beautiful when it was the 15 to 10, 20 years back or 10 years back. But now you go back to the same area, still you can see there is a real estate. So all the ecosystem is spoiled because of the human being who is thinking that he constructing a nice buildings. But unfortunately, we are digging our own holes where we are going towards the wrong way. So here, why biodiversity is important? If you are an economist, please stay with me. Here you can see what is the importance of the biodiversity. Okay, if you are from the any branch, you can see if you are from the medical, if you are from the pharmacy, or if you are from any aspect, you can look into it. This is the part. Importance of biodiversity: support variety of plant species, ecosystem balance, freshwater resources, climate stability, soil formation, breaking down pollutants, sustain the recreation area, nutrient storage, food resources, source of drugs. So we will look into the one by one here. Support variety of plant species. With greater biodiversity, the plant variety increases. The farmer can plant a greater variety of crops and use their land effectively. But I don't want to say anything wrong about the inventions come with a green revolution. The green revolution is really good. When it was the 20 years back come to the market, everyone of us very happy with the usage of the urea. Especially the North India also, there is no exception where the people are using the urea as a fertilizer. Unfortunately, what happened today, because of over usage of this urea, where your soil become infertile, then the people are going with only the plants which are commercial. Especially when you look into the Maharashtra, the people mostly cultivate the cotton. Then there is no point now. the Monsanto, which is a Maharashtra hybrid seed corporation, who brought the BT cotton into India through the Myco company. Today, there is no perfect activity of that particular crop. So what earlier we did as a farmer, what they did earlier, they use their own seeds. So there is a lot of biodiversity we can see. Now it is become a monopoly system where the company called it as a Monsanto. Just I don't want to say the Monsanto alone, which is known company to me, so I mentioned that name. But there is a lot of private companies who are conducting this monopoly system. You always depend for the seeds on that. So if you have your own biodiversity, if your plant species are there, you can generate your seeds. We no need to depend upon that companies. At the same time, the ecosystem balance. Biodiversity ensures the nature balance of ecosystem is that as they are interconnect with each other in a complex manner. Of course, human beings alone, we cannot be survive. We should maintain the balance of the ecosystem. First of all, you're looking to the honeybees. Honeybees, if we see the honeybee, we will be run away from that. If no honeybees, we will be die very shortly. Why it is? Because honeybees are only the one creature which involved in the pollination. If no pollination, there is no plants. There is no plants, there is no fruits, there is no vegetables. Then how we will be survive? This is called the balancing of ecosystem. Then the freshwater resources, freshwater sources are secured by a variety of microorganisms and other creatures. River Ganga, River Kaveri, River Yamuna, there is a plenty of freshwater rivers are there earlier. But now, none of the rivers, we cannot take a ample of water into our hands because it is a completely polluted. Who made the pollution? It is a man-made pollution. So earlier there is a microorganism, even though they are a beneficial microorganism. But because of this, all the pollution, these microorganisms become the drug resistance. They are the especially a pathogenic microorganisms which are developed from our freshwater ecosystem. Then the climatic stability, biodiversity help the reduce global warming through plants, where they play a critical role to stabilize our climate. Of course, we need the stability to our climate because biodiversity only help us to reduce the global warming. I will show you what happened because of the global warming. Today, everyone we are facing from the North India to the South India, the locust, how it is making problem to us. We can go through that, how the impact of environment on the biodiversity. Long-term climatic changes will cause shifts in distribution of plants, pathogen, animal, and human settlements. The soil formation, a variety of plants provide the mineral. This is a one problem in our country. All want to go for the commercial plants. They don't want to go. Now there is no jowar cultivation, the wheat cultivation, there is no all the millets earlier we have. But unfortunately today no one going for the cultivation of this. Everyone going, even including Rajasthan earlier, they have plenty of the millets. But unfortunately today everyone going with a cotton. So what will be happen at the end? Every soil with the cotton plant, all the minerals absorbed by the plant, then the soil become infertile. So if you want to make your soil to be fertile with a numerous microorganism, we need to go for the crop rotation. This year we planted a one crop, another time we have to go for the another one. Okay, then the breakdowns, the pollutants. Of course, the plants have capacity to do the air pollution to be break down through air by the photosynthesis process and clean the air. But you guys know, every one of you, just go back to the 20 years back, when you look into your home, you might be have the plenty of plants around. But now you guys are developed, you may be, if people of 50 years plus here, your son may be well educated, then he may be settled somewhere in UK or US or even though in India, they're earning a lot of money. Now they come back home and say, Dad, Mom, what is this, all the plants and all, how you guys are survive? Okay, with these plants, I'll cut the plants, I fix the aircon for you. They fix the aircon, very nice aircon to you. But what is going around the environment? Your air condition, which you fixed at home, it releasing a carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, which is very toxic to the environment. Earlier, you have a plants around your home where it is giving a nice breath to you. But ourselves, we made the man-made mistakes. So in the area with a high wood and plant density, the air quality are much better than the area with lower concentration of the plants. If you have a chance to Google search, then your village, how the Google map or your town 20 years back, how it was, today how it is. So you can see how much greenish we lost. If you lost greenish, doesn't mean it's a means that you are lost a lot of biodiversity. Then the sustain the recreation areas, it is important that every species has their own habitat to rest and protect them from the harm. Animals and human contain the natural variety of recreation areas for them to rest and recharge. Example, people will go for the hiking, bird watching, camping and fishing. These all the activities. Weekdays you guys are busy with the schedules, day-to-day activities, so maybe the weekends or the holiday time we plan with our family members. Maybe the north people will come to the south people will go to the north, because we like to travel in India. So maybe you come to the Kodaikanal, Ooty or Munnar somewhere. Okay, the people maybe come to the that side is completely towards the north, maybe Rishikesh, somewhere the people will be interested to travel. So if you create the pollution, then there is no chance we can be travel anymore. So we need a recreation areas. Then the nutrient storage, the biodiversity maintain the natural nutritional cycle. Plants store the nutrients in various forms and consume thus the nutrients return to the planet in natural ways. Of course, the plant won't take anything. It will be give it back. Whatever it take, it will be die and give it back to us. Then the food resources, we all the people depending on plants and animals supply the necessary nutrient for the human health. And the variety of animals and plant provide choice for human to select the food sources. Maybe if you are a South Indian, you eat the rice. If you are a North Indian, you eat the chapati, right? There is no much difference. You eat the wheat, the people in the South eat the rice. You eat the sabji, here the people eat the whatever called the Colombo or something we are eating. So finally, we are using the food resources where you are depending. You may be like the tandoori, I may be like the chettinad chicken, but both of us taking the chicken only. So we are depending upon the animals. We are depending upon the plants. You like the bendi masala, I like the vendaka kolambu. Okay, which is the combination, but the same. So these are the food resources where we are getting from the natural resources. Then the source of drugs, when you look into the source of drug, in my opinion, when the God created you, he created everything for you, which is nearby to your nature, nearby to your forest, nearby your house. Okay, everything is medicinal properties are available very next to us. But how many of us use, if you have a slight headache, how many of us use the eucalyptus leaves? Earlier I can see everywhere there is a eucalyptus plant. The people put they will be rub the eucalyptus leaf, young leaf and rub here. The headache will gone. Now everyone take Dolo 650 or any brand of the paracetamol 500. What is the difference between these two you are doing? The drugs which is commercialized through the market by the pharmacies, bring it into a capsule, it is a whoa, aha. But when it is a go to the eucalyptus leaves, you are collect it and rub it, then you feel it is not a proper way. But we the Indians, we have Ayush, okay? Ayurveda, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. These are the 5 natural remedies in our ancient people itself they followed. But unfortunately today, very less people are following it. It has provided the humankind with many healthy benefits as we are unable to produce drug without extraction of compound from a plant. So in my opinion, the drugs are from the plants. So you guys can extract the, if we have a basic idea about which plant have such type of medicinal property, we can get it from the nature itself. Now, earth is our mother. In spite of our desire to harm our mother, she will always love us forever. Okay. Then followed with the bushfires in Australia. Actually, what happened in the last year in Australia, because of the man-made incident, how many creatures, how much land, how much forest was destroyed. Here, you can see more than 1 billion of animals were killed. In every hectare, there is a 17.5 mammals, 20.7 birds and 129 reptiles were died or affected. Endangered species also facing the extinction, of course. The koala, which is a very rare population there, 1/3 of the koala population is killed already. Here I will show you a short video which is linked to this bushfires in Australia. I hope you guys are following me. If you have any questions, we will be come back to the end of the session. Until that, please be patient. This is the koala. Just I show the video to you. It doesn't mean you need to donate anything. Just I want to convey the message how it's worstly affected that Australia bushfires.
So sorry to interrupt you. It's not visible, the video.
Video is not visible.
Yeah, sir.
Oh.
But it is not being supported.
Oh, it's not being supported. Okay, sorry. Later I will share the video links with.
Yes, it's nice, Professor. Yeah, very wonderful presentation. Would like to just request you to share these contents with the participants.
Sure. I will share the things. Further, I move on to the locust. Every one of you, from the no exception for any Indian, this is the one affected right now in India. But this is the picture I captured it from the stone reference, which is the one happened in the East Africa. So the plague of desert locusts in the East Africa. Here, this is the one before the locust is affected, then the later how it is happened. If imagine it, this is an endangered species of a plant. If it is completely affected by this locust, why this locust? Why it is like this means I will show you another video there. Because of the man-made mistakes, global warming, which make the entire thing to bring like this. So we are going to lose our what we call the biodiversity. Here, another video for it. Please forgive me if you're not able to view the video. Later I share all the links. This is in the increase in locusts, the global warming in Indian Ocean due to the climatic change. It is leading to rise in the rainfall and cyclone. Heavy rain leads to the growth of vegetation and moisture. It providing locusts with the continued needed to proliferate. This is happened from the Middle East. Then now it is entered to the Indian subcontinent. We are witnessed it now. It spread across the states in western and northern India. Summer cropping season really going to be badly affected. In a square kilometer, there will be 80,000 of adults that consumes as much as the 35,000 population eat per day. Just imagine it. 35,000 population food they will be consumed, which leads to affect our food security. So here, the next slide shows about the currently I am not able to get the data from India, how many hectares of the area was affected by this locust. But this is the one happened in the African country, especially the countries like the Ethiopia, Kenya. The desert locust swarms can cover more than 2,000 kilometers squares, then 1 kilometer square, which covers 1.5 million locusts, can devour food of 35,000 people in a single day. According to the FAO, approximately 70,000 hectares of crop in Kenya and 30,000 hectares in Ethiopia had been infested. Moreover, 30% of coffee and tea crops is also being infected. So 8.5 million of Ethiopians are, and 3.51 million of Kenyans are facing food insecurity. So imagine it, the countries not have a much population, the Kenya and the Ethiopia, compared with the India. If the locusts target in our India completely, if we are not eradicate them, we are the people got a plenty, 120 plus crores of population, where we will be suffering a lot for the food. So this is one of the climatic change which making the problem. Then next one, you guys, all of you might be know Amazon rainforest, which is the lungs of our entire globe. There are 3 million of different species of plants and animals, approximately where there are 1 by 10 of all species in the world living in Amazon. Amazon is the lung of earth. It absorbs millions of tons of carbon every year, that is vital to regulate the global warming. Why the global warming is still under the control? Because of this Amazon rainforest. But unfortunately, what happened to our Amazon rainforest in the last year, all of you might be know it, in the July 2019, approximately 7,200 square miles of Brazilian rainforest has burned, including 2.3 million animals are killed. So this is our entire globe, you see, very greenish area, but unfortunately this one is under fire at that time. So what happened finally? We lost our lungs. If you lost your lungs, what will be happen? We cannot breathe. The same thing happened here. Just a short video, another one minute video. This is our lungs of earth. Just imagine it, 9 lakh hectares of land. 73,000 wildfires have been recorded in Brazil this year. It is not naturally happen. It is all man-made mistakes. This is from the human activities.
See the video.
Cannot see the video. Okay, now back to the session where we are with. Now you saw the Amazon, then the Australia, then the Africa locust, how it is affected around. Now we look into the loss of biodiversity. What is the problem with the loss of biodiversity? Which refers as either the ongoing extinction of species at global level or the local reduction or loss of species in a given habitat. In last 40 years, we have lost 52% of planetary biodiversity and 58% of vertebrates on the land, sea, and the air. This figure will continue to rise and reach up to the 66% by 2020. Over 99% of species currently extinction threatened are because of the human activities. This is the human population growth, increasing consumption, reduced resource efficiency, which leads to the pollution, which leads to the habitat loss, climatic change, invasive species, over exploitation, which drives to the loss of the biodiversity. What is the causes of biodiversity? There is two things are there. One is the natural causes, another one called man-made causes. When you look into the natural causes, you cannot be control them. Volcanic eruptions, flood, fire, natural climatic change due to the environmental stress, invasive species, and the disease. But the brave man who made the mistakes because of this global warming, pollution, this is what the thing happened. The environmental regulatory bodies in India, if they properly monitor, there is no things will be happen. Such things happen. The pollution. Best example I can tell you, you guys might be, some of you visited to the Malaysia or Singapore, where the countries I have experience to travel. So if I go to a public transport, even in the bus, even in the traveling in a train, I cannot see anywhere any wrap of a chocolate wrapper or the biscuit wrap or the peanuts shell. Especially in our area, we use the peanuts, right? In the rail train we are traveling, we can see there is a plenty of peanut shells are at the down in the seating area. But unfortunately, we are the people not really regulated by government bodies who don't have a strict rules. Here, if it is a happen, the fellow will be fined with roughly 8,000 rupees currency for India worth. So if you travel to the Singapore, if it is a happen, if you monitor under the CC camera surveillance, it will be happen. But only problem in our country, it's a overpopulation. That is the main problem. If the country Singapore, nothing actually, any one of our state is twice or thrice highest than the Singapore population. I'm not telling that, but when it comes to the pollution and all, we have to have our self-respect first. People, we eat something and spit here and there on the roads. It is not really good, which makes the pollution, which spread it. See, now the nature giving us everything, everyone shut their mouth by the mask. You cannot go anywhere without the mask. You cannot spit where you want to spit now. Then the deforestation, it is also exclusively for the man-made. Habitat fragmentation, overexploitation, introduction of invasive species. This is called the ornamental plant. Now, a lot of the people believes the money plant will give money. If like that means I can plant a 10 acre of money plants, I might be get the money, right? But people have a belief that if the greenish money plant in front of our house, we will get. But unfortunately, people not aware about that, how toxic that plant is to that our environment. Just go through the scientific reports that money plant is not at all giving any oxygen rich to us. Then the human overpopulation, recreational hunting and collecting, which made man-made effects. Then impact of biodiversity loss, which leads to the infectious disease, social effect, ecological effect, economic effect, human health, ecosystem weakening and food chain impact, and the agriculture. I move on to the first one, the food chain, where you lose the biodiversity, which delicate the web of life. The relationship between the different species are complex as they interconnected to various species. Look into the agriculture, just now I mentioned it. The sustainable agriculture, you might be known now the Center for Sustainable Agriculture, CAS, from Hyderabad. They are having different branches of networking, working on the sustainable agriculture, which is a community-based sustainable agriculture they're working. There are a lot of food sources is yet to be explored, and through deforestation process, we will never discover them. Then the social effects. which will break the connection of human with nature. Of course, we almost losing the connection with nature because we are all are staying in a concrete jungles where maybe if you are staying in a 20-floor apartment, it thinks you are rich, but you are the really poorest guy in the world because you are not able to connect to the nature. Besides, nature provides a relaxing environment to human, which help in their mental health. This is my opinion. Person to person, opinions might be changed. Okay, if I heard, sorry. Ecological effect, loss of genes affect the long-term survival of species. Biodiversity loss with result in ecosystem homogenization across the region and throughout the biosphere. When ecosystem in the area lost their complexity and uniqueness, it will cause their food chain and nutrient cycling process become similar. Then economical impact. Those are the economics people. Please look into this slide. Human rely on biological sources for food, building material, medicine, and other. Biodiversity play a role in securing resources such as water, timber, paper, fiber, and food. That's what I am telling. If you are a human being, you are connected everywhere with the biodiversity, everywhere with the nature. Loss of biodiversity threaten the food security and development of new pharmaceutical to deal with future diseases. Biodiversity loss lead to reduce of rainforest and animal, which cause decrease in tourism industry. Of course, all the plants are you deforested, then people coming for the greenish, it is nothing there. What will be happen? Thereby, yeah, now today you see the tourism, how it is badly affect the countries like the Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, including India. Why the tourism completely gone? There is no tourism at all. All the Air Force authorities or what we call the airline authorities, they cut down all the crew members, all the pilots, they cut down. What happened? There is no flights between any other country. All the people travel for Indians. Nowadays we are traveling much, but other people can other countries like European countries or Americans, they don't bother much about the savings. We are the people very hard working for the savings. They earn for the 1 year, they spend in that holiday, they start earning again. But here this is the economical impact, thereby reduce the benefit of tourism towards economical development. Then the human health, we depend almost entirely on ecosystem products such as availability of food, fresh water, and fuel sources. Flora and fauna have benefits on human health as they consist of pharmacological properties. 50 to 70,000 plant species are harvested and shown its potential as traditional and modern medicine globally. If loss of biodiversity indicate we are losing before discovering, moreover, biodiversity loss lead to exposure of hazardous to the human and animals. Then the infectious disease, of course, what today COVID-19 is going around. Human activities disturb the structure and function of ecosystem. It was very nice. We believing that it is from the Wuhan Fresh Market. Either it is from the Wuhan Fresh Market or the virology lab from the China. But unfortunately today, entire world is facing problem. On what basis it is a facing problem with this infectious disease? Either it may be economically, mentally. There is a lot of diversity cases now because husband and wife at home, right? Since 3 months from the different nations, some countries maybe it is a 4 or 5 months. At a home together cannot. That's why now there is a 70% of diversity rates in the not in India. It is happen in the other countries. This leads to reduce of various organism and growth of other organism, which disturb the interaction of organism with their physical and chemical environment. Thus, this cause outbreak of diseases. This is what happened: volcanics, tsunamis, then the forest fires, ice mountains. Everything is happened because of this. Do you think she is crying for help now? I say really yes. That's why it take a big break of 3 months. The nature itself took the break. What we can do to help? See, just one slide here, which we have to do as a human. Look, the government restrictions and policies, the policies must be come into a strict rules and regulations which can favor. Where there is a one girl raped brutally, there is a chance to come with a one what we call a law. In the same way, wherever the people spoil the nature also, we have to file the case on the people who are making the damage to the mother. Because I am telling here, nature is your mother. Someone destroying our mother. So whether we stay still calm. So this is what, as a common people, we have to work for the nature, because if you are love the nature, then nature will love you back. So protection of species, we have to protect endangered species. People don't eat that such endangered species which are going to be no more exist. Then the protection of habitats, education, educate the people. You no need to educate the ABCD to your grandchildren or ABCD to your son or daughter. You educate them what is the nature, what are the real need of a human being. Then automatically your son or daughter will be coming to a very good level. Stop the deforestation, stop pollution. Stop pollution should start from our home. Where it is starting from the plastic usage or whatever it is, it should be start from our home, then it will be go around the globe. Stop overconsumption, whatever it is, consume it to the limit. This is what happened right now in the every country due to the lockdown. The people are, all the shops are shutting down. The people are running to buy all the groceries. I have one video in the WhatsApp where the fellow kept all the groceries which may be comfort for 1 year of time. So none of others will get the products. So overconsumption, reduce it. Stop resource over exploitation. Then prevent the overhunting and overfishing. Prevent the species invasion. This species invasion is maybe the ornamental plant or the ornamental fish we are inventing into our natural ecosystem. Remaining will be eradicate out. So convince the other people. Wherever you have a time to talk, no need to talk much about the politics, because nothing in our hand to do. Only thing we can do is nature. We can help to the nature. Then save the energy as much you can. Now you can see where the break taken by the COVID. You can see the changes in the environment. This is in the Wuhan city, where the nitrogen emissions are there in the orange color shows here. This is the dark orange or the dark brown color shows. This is the earlier Wuhan. This is the current Wuhan, which is very clear. Okay, then next, we may never seen anybody from Delhi here. Just you might be realize what really you are enjoying today, Delhi. This is the Delhi before the lockdown, during the lockdown, but it is really a temporary measures. We cannot say that maybe in a hectic week of time, you got a half-day break, how it's help you. In the same way, nature also might be taking a break. This is what from the Los Angeles, USA. They never seen it, such a clear picture, now able to see. Then this is about our river Ganga, I guess. Okay. Earlier with all the, what we call the pollution, with a lot of chemicals delivered here. This is now how fresh it is. This is about the India Gate, where it is, where it shows. Now I show you a short video for 3 to 4 minutes, I guess, where our India is currently, okay, during the lockdown.
So the video is not supporting.
For everyone, the same problem.
Yes, yes.
Anybody able to?
Sir, this is Dr. Samir. The video is not playing, sir.
Video is not
No, sir.
playing.
No, sir.
Yes, right, absolutely.
Okay.
I think it requires a support file.
What?
I think it requires a support file.
No, it is directly playing from the internet. I am directly playing it from the internet. No worries. That is a very informative video. During the lockdown, how our India, before and after, you can see from the environmental specialist who given the very nice video there. It will be really eye-opener for every one of us, those who have idea about our nature. So I came to conclusion here, let's nurture the nature, it will nurture you back. So that's all from my end. I really welcome the real conversations or interactions with you guys. Before that, I would like to tell about my university in Malaysia. I am working in Masa University since 2014. Earlier, I was in Tamil Nadu. I have a close relations with KSR College of Technology, where I was did my research work under Professor Dr. P. Ponmurugan sir. Under his guidance only, I did my PhD. I feel proud to say that because of him today I am here. Then when it comes to the Masa University stands for the Malaysian Allied Health Science Academy. We are started with the nursing course earlier. Later, it was now famous for the medical science, especially the MBBS and the dentistry. And also we have engineering recently. Since the last 4 years, we started engineering. I am working as a molecular biologist and also the biotechnologist, working for biomedical science students, where I am teaching them the molecular biology, then biotechnology, where I deal the biotechnology modules in this university. So when looking to the study abroad, Malaysia is according to me, since I am here in the 6 years, Malaysia is a good country to stay. You cannot feel that you are in a foreign, especially, but it's really a smiley faces of localates who are the Malaysians, have the 3 races here. Majority of Malayu, followed by the Chinese and Indians. We can see our fellow brothers here, but those who are settled here the 100 years back or years above. Look into the university back. We offer plenty of courses, but only thing is it's a bit expensive. We offer our MBBS course with 420k, 4,20,000 Malaysian ringgits, times 17 point something today. So it comes around 80 plus lakhs, including accommodation and all. It comes for 1 crore. Then we come to the biomedical science. Those who are interested. Yes.
Hello. Can I just talk to you?
What? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Can I just talk? Yeah, Dr. Anil Kumar.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Sir,
your
excuse
voice is
me.
not audible, sir.
Sir, just a second. Excuse me. I request the other participants to kindly mute their microphones. I request the other participants to kindly mute their microphones.
Yeah, please click on your microphone to be mute. Then others may not be get disturbed.
Okay, doctor, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, my one question is, I'm basically a sericulturist, a professor of sericulture. Now, I'm also teaching environmental science, but I'm not into any research activities in environmental science. My area is plant breeding, okay, and crop improvisations. Sir, I want to just know from your side that after the Green Revolution, now from the Green Revolution, from the biodiversity itself, we were able to achieve the food security as well as the what you call security came, and then it had a positive impact as far as the food sufficiency achievement is concerned. Okay, that MS Swaminathan was, this global, Green Revolution. Now, what is the other aspect, the negative impact of this Green Revolution? Now, today, what is that facing? But we need to just balance. We need to have a sustainable development. We can't even give up this food security. We need to depend on that, using it. So now I need from your side that how can you just go with the sustainability? Because already you have, habitat fragmentation and loss of habitat and erosion of gene pool. Everything has happened. how can we just go ahead with this? We
Yes,
need
sir.
to-
I can answer to your question regarding this green revolution. When the MS Swaminathan introduced this green revolution to every one of us, really happy, we can see that. But unfortunately, what happened today, you are eating the green leaves in the different type of dals. You put the green leaves, right? In that green leaves, we are believing that the greenish, which is a energy for us. But unfortunately, you are day by day taking the urea into your intestine. So gradually, those who are eating, especially the green leaves alone, because I know we all the Indians like to eat the green leaves because we have a belief that the green leaf eating will be increase your eyesight or you might be get a good thing. But unfortunately, what happened today? You just go and see the farmers. You are cultivating the green leaves, especially you look into that. But I am not sure about in the north side what we call the spinaches names. But every 10 to 15 days they able to get their crop. So during this time what happened, 3 days once they apply the urea. When they apply the urea, automatically what happened, the urea entirely in the plant that is in the green in color. So when you are consuming it, automatically you are consuming the urea into your body. That is the one part. When it comes to the food sustainability, I too agree with you. Earlier 1 acre of land is not able to get more than 20 bags of paddy. Now we are achieving 40 to 50 bags of paddy also. It is happened because of the fertilizer, chemical fertilizer which you are using. But you do regularly basis, what happened? Your soil become infertile. That's why
Yes.
we suggest from the biological science or the biotechnologies, use the different type of the biofertilizers are there. I know none of the North Indian hate the bendi, right, sir? Even though South Indian, everyone believes that the bendi is a good for health. But you don't know when it comes to the market. I know as a farmer background family, 2 days once the bendi crop will be harvested. But the farmer will spray minimum 3 days once the pesticide they will be sprayed. So what will be happen? You believe that the pesticide will be eradicated there?
आता टीव्ही लावा चालेल काय लाव रे
Sir, rest others, please unmute if you are interacting with someone. Now what happened? This is the situation where you are eating the bendi. Unfortunately, you are eating the monocortophos, endosulfan. Gradually, it's growing into us. So my concern is sustainability can happen only through the natural resources, but you don't spoil the natural resources. We have a different type of the botanical extract to control the pesticides. You have a different type of the biofertilizers to enhance your soil. So once your soil is enhanced, nothing to worry. In my aspect, instead of getting 50 bags of paddy, which is completely chemical, I get a 30 bags of paddy, which is good enough for my family. So we have the plenty of land, but our cultivation is going wrong and wrong. Today also you can see in Telangana, there is a 150 hectares, the population going for the cotton plantation. Why we need a cotton? It is a commercial plant. You go with food security. If you believe that your nation, your economy want to be sustained, we have to go with the food and everything which is required for our population. That is what earlier days we did. Now due to the commercialization of all the crops, we are coming into the wrong way. This is my answer from my side, sir. Are you happy with the answer?
We need to just go for what's known as the zero input concept.
Zero budget.
Yeah, zero input concept in agriculture.
Yes, sir. That's why Dr. Subhash Palekar is there in our country, who is a specialist in our natural farming. He conducting various ways. Everywhere he conducting the classes on this zero budget farming, where you no need to do anything. Everything is from the cow dung, cow urine, and the mulching process where we can. Sir, you cannot believe, just I can show you a picture where recently I captured from my supermarket last week. Just a minute. You might be see that green leaf everywhere in our area just as a weed. How many of you able to see this green leaf? I'm not sure from the picture. This is actually in my area, in the cotton plantation. They use it. They use the people to eradicate it. Just a unwanted plant in our cultivation. That is selling here just 150 gram, 80 rupees in market here. So we need to come out what is really we can be reuse it or how we can be use it in the zero budget farming.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. A small.
Okay, sir. You are in mute, sir.
Yeah. Now okay, sir. Can you hear me? So you must be knowing Dr. Sriramanand, Subramaniam Sriramanand, Malaysia National University.
Malaysian National University. I may not be have a contact with him, sir. But further, if you want to share anything, just you can share through me. My mail ID Nagaraja, 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 my name, at masa.edu.my.
Okay.
Just you can see my name. To the my name, just you add at masa.edu.my. You are feel free to contact me at any time regarding this. I love, this is my passion. Teaching is my profession. Farming is my passion.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have one question. So I want to do research. My title of research is Impact of Agriculture to Sustainable Development of Rural Areas. As we know, one of the elements of the sustainability is environment dimension. So now I have a little problem about collecting the data. So second, the data.
May I know where you are from?
I am from Tajikistan.
Tajikistan. Okay, later just you Google the name Dr. Ramanjaneyulu. Dr. Ramanjaneyulu, who is agriculture scientist, who is working very vigorously on this sustainable agriculture in the rural development. Dr. Ramanjaneyulu, who is the director for sustainable agriculture in India, he might be help you a lot, sir. If no, just you can let me know. I can give you a contact with him.
Yes, sir. Can you spell, sorry, the name of the doctor?
Ramanjaneyulu.
M.
R-A-M-A.
M-A.
N-G-A.
L-G-A.
Ramanjaneyulu. N-E-Y-L-U. Just a minute, I can show you here in my screen.
Yes, it will be better.
Is there any more question?
Yeah, he is the one, Dr. Ramanjaneyulu.
Dr. Ramanjaneyulu.
Ramanjaneyulu.
Hello. Thank you, sir. Sir, can we have your email ideas?
Yeah, you guys can see my email ID here, Nagaraja.
It's better you just show it in the PowerPoint screen, sir.
You able to see here the screen? No.
Yes, we can see the presentation. You can write email idea in the presentation, sir.
Okay, no worry. I can do it here. Any others have any questions or something to be asked? You can read there Nagaraja, Nagaraja at masa.edu.my.
Sir, hello.
Yes,
Sir, please enlarge the font.
Yeah. Now it is able to see.
It's fine, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, for the locust attack, what is the solution, sir?
Currently, we cannot say, sir, because it's everything is done by our side. Now, the different governments are recommending for the pesticides which to be used. Some of them are suggesting the neem leaf extract to spray the neem leaf extract or the neem oil, which might be control that pest.
Okay.
Because it's a very simple thing. All of us know that neem leaf is a bitter taste, right, sir? So when you spray it, the pest may not be eat that leaf. That is a very common concept. And also neem leaf is really a good, one of the best bio pesticide to control the different type of insects or the pests.
Sir, I have one more doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I watched one Surya's film recently that was Papan. In that,
They will say that locust will even eat the neem leaves.
But when you look into the effects, sir, it might be reduces. The damage, you can reduce the damage of the crop.
Oh, okay, sir.
Thank you, participants. Let us end the session. I thank Dr. Nagaraja for accepting our invitation, though with his busy schedule, giving a talk on biodiversity, which is currently needed to save our environment. Yesterday we celebrated an environmental day, so he delivered a talk related to the environment. I appreciate his talk, and I thank him for accepting our invitation. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation on behalf of KSRCT and NSF. I thank you so much for accepting this invitation and giving a wonderful lecture, so that each and everyone from different discipline can understand what they have, what they could do with further research on environment. Thank you so much,
Thank you, sir. Thank you again for all of you for your patience for this 1 hour session. And also I thank to the management of KS Rangasamy Group of Institutions and the Nature Science Foundation, all the organizing body members. My special thanks to my guru, Dr. P. Ponmurugan, sir. Thank you one and all. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. I request the participants to have a 10 minutes break. So after the 10 minutes break, we'll gather here by 11:30. So the next speaker is on the way, so we can have a next talk with the next speaker. I request all the participants to come back by 11:30. Thank you. Thank you, sir.